Hey guys, it's Nick the Booksmith. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have something a little bit different, something that I'm doing just on a personal kind of a level, but I thought, you know, maybe I'll film this and put it out there just in case somebody needs to have this kind of information. We all run into problems when we are giving gifts to people and we run out of ideas on how to package gifts. And of course, there's endless possibilities, right? But we as paper crafters, bookmakers, we tend to have certain things laying around our homes and our stashes. And so I thought I would use some of that and show you what I like to do to package up gifts for friends and family. So what I did, I made some English toffee last night. Oh, I've already packaged up some of it. And it's fabulous. It's fabulous. I've been making it for years. So, you know, English toffee is something that's kind of heavy. So you want to be able to put it in a package that is, you know, semi-sturdy, but maybe you don't have a tin on hand or something like that, because tins are great, right? Little tins are great. But we all have scrapbook paper, and I happen to have this pad of Anna Griffin. It's 12 by 12, and I got this at Tuesday Morning, as you can see, for $6.99, which is a steal and a half, because this is some beautiful stuff. It's all kind of Asian inspired, bright colors. It's just, well, it's luscious. Let's just be honest. And for making a gift box, it's absolutely perfect because it's nice and sturdy stuff. So I was able to find, I was looking on like Adobe and stuff to see if I could find like a box template that I could just, you know, print out and cut out. And in my searches for that, I found this really sweet little blog that had some box templates for free on a PDF. So I decided that I would use that one. I will link that down below. So what I did was, isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. So I printed on the back of this 12 by 12 piece, this, you can barely see it, real light outline of this box. Now, my new printer, my new Canon printer will print on 12 by 12, which is, you know, it's phenomenal. And I highly recommend being able to print on 12 by 12. You know, at first you're like, oh, I don't even think I'm going to need that. Well, I wanted it. So what I did was, because the box is actually set for 8.5 by 11, it's set for just a regular, you know, size piece of paper. You could totally, if you don't have a printer that prints big like that, you can totally take a piece of scrapbook paper and just cut it down to 8.5 by 11 and just print it on that. I just opened it up into Photoshop and transformed it, stretched it so that it would fit as big as possible on a 12 by 12. So let me set that aside. And then this is what you get after you cut it out. And then all of these lines are score lines. So getting out my trusty scoreboard. All right, now I've got it all scored. Now I'm just going to fold on these score lines. And I realize that you're actually supposed to fold back on the sides that you score on, but I wasn't going to print on this side. So, you know, it's a gift box. They're going to eat the English toffee. They're going to throw the box away, most likely, so I'm not going to be too particular about how it's folded. So this folds up really lovely. I'm just going to take my glue, and I've got some little grabby thingies in case I need grabby thingies. And you see where it says on the inside, it says stick. Well, you stick on the opposite side of that. So I am going to just put a little bit of glue on all 4 of these tabs. And it gets folded in. And it's kind of, these back folds are a little persnickety. And do the same thing over here. Like I said, these are super fiddly, these back corners. So if you just want to hold it till they glue, you can totally do that as well. These up here are much easier. And of course, double-sided sticky tape would work probably super fabulously in this instance. I'm just going to hold this just for a second, because it's going to be fine. Okay, pretty. So one thing I want to do while we're getting all this glued together is I'm going to add an extra piece of cardstock to the bottom, just to reinforce the bottom a little bit, just to so it doesn't sag as much. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue. I just cut one of the cutoff pieces from this template on this 12 by 12. I'm just going to make a little reinforcer for the bottom. And just kind of center that in the middle and glue that down. And that will help with the reinforcing of the bottom of the box. We're probably glued by now. This stuff is pretty quick. So here is our box. You can even use double sided paper if you want the inside to be, you know, also beautiful. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, I have a 1.5 inch hole punch, and I'm going to make like a little thumb hold, you know, so that when you close the box and somebody wants to open it, it's a lot easier to open if there's a little thumb hold to open the box with. Okay, so here is this, but I don't want to just put English toffee in here. So what I do is I keep these around. These are half sheet size unbleached parchment paper. And what I've done is I cut a piece that is the same height, and then I cut a piece that is the same width, like this. And I just kind of place this down in here semi-evenly here, and run a fingernail along the inside edge like so. And then I take the other one and fold it in like this and do the same thing on this side. And what I usually do is I just take a little teeny, just a little bit of some dots of glue, just to kind of tack these together, just so that they're not unwieldy inside the box. English toffee is sticky. It's sticky, it's sticky. There we go. And then this kind of keeps these two pieces together a little bit, just so that it doesn't flippity-floppity, you know, all around. So now comes the fun part. I'm going to put some toffee in this box, and there is going to be toffee without chocolate, and this is with toasted pecans. And I usually try to Jenga everything in here. Sometimes I succeed, and then sometimes I fail miserably at the Jenga. I was never good at Jenga. So I'm going to do some without chocolate, and then I'm going to do some with chocolate. This is like my husband's favorite thing in the entire world, I think. And it's very finicky to learn how to make. It, you know, some days it'll go well and some days it won't. Of course, I've been making this for so long that I've kind of come up with like a way that I can usually guess that it's going to be okay. Of course, then when I feel all, you know, all cocky about it, then it messes up on me. Because that's what candy does. It slams you down and it makes you submit to its quirkiness. Okay, so here we go. There is about, probably a little over half a pound there. And we just fold this in and we fold these over like this so everything is contained. And the little flaps get folded inside our box. Play Jenga with your toffee again. So at this point, I usually get a sticker, and these are just, sorry, I got stuff all over my hands now. These are just some stickers that I print on my computer and then keep these around for such occasions. And this helps keep the box closed. Like that. And then I have this really pretty scrubby cotton, and Abby and Michelle sent this to me. Thank you guys. And I take about a yard, I would say. So there's, and then I usually stretch it across the middle and then cross it over in the back and then bring it up on this side. And then I made some little tags that go on the top, and I usually go ahead and start my bow, and then I hold it nice and tight and go ahead and make a knot. And then I run one of these strands underneath this first one that we, like that. Kind of helps hold everything together. And just run the yarn through the little hole there. And now you can make a little bow or not. You don't have to make a bow, you can just tie it in a knot again if you want. Just kind of helps everything stay all together. And there we go. We have a nice little package. It's all contained and fairly strong, not too shabby. So there's one, and here is another one, and then I'm going to make the third one out of the last paper, this one that I just printed on. So here they are, all done and ready to go. And I wanted to show you that I made the little tags and the little these little tiny circle tags on mixed media paper. So I printed just on mixed media paper, and look how beautifully it comes out. Because it has a little bit of a texture, I don't know, it just gives it a little bit more interest. So these tags came out gorgeous, printed just on mixed media paper. So this is what the green one looks like. So pretty, right? So it ended up that I got about 13 ounces of toffee inside these, which is, you know, that's pretty good, right? That's more than 3/4 of a pound. So I think my recipe makes about 2 pounds. I will put my recipe down in the description box below. Toffee is very quirky, so I'm sorry if it doesn't work out. There are a couple of things that I will say about toffee. I like to use unsalted butter and add salt. The butter tends to be better quality if you buy unsalted butter. Another thing I would suggest is use cane sugar and not beet sugar. So I use C&H, and it has always been cane sugar, and it tends to melt down wonderfully. Something about the beet sugar doesn't play nice sometimes with toffee. You can get separation issues between your butter and your sugar. So I can't promise you anything. Like I said, it is a quirky thing, candy making, and just as soon as you think you got it, it slams you back and it shows you who's boss. So, you know, your mileage may vary. Try a half a batch if you think it's, you know, that might help. Use a heavy bottomed pan. Do not use a thin saucepan. Get a heavy bottom pan if you've got them, because I've learned that it's just has even cooking and you don't get hot spots on your pan. So use the heaviest bottom pan. Don't try to melt everything too quickly. Keep it on medium or below. Don't crank it up to high and go, oh, we'll just do this faster. No, don't do that. Don't put a lid on it. Make sure all of your sugar crystals dissolve. So just try to follow the recipe. If it doesn't work, I'm so sorry. All right, guys, I will let you go for now, and please don't cuss at me if your toffee fails. I love you. I love you all. Maybe someday I will just like make it for you, and we'll just do it together, and I'll show you. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you really, really soon. I've got another thing coming up real soon, so I'll see you again. All right, guys, see you in the next video.